Hey everybody, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to this video. It's just going to be a mini album process video. I have this 2022 graduation journal that I am pretty eager to share with you guys. So what do you say? Let's get started. For this mini album today, I've grabbed the 6x8 art walk paper for a couple of reasons. The main reason is because this is a pattern that is part of only this paper pad. And I just think this makes a great cover for, actually any sort of journal gift, but this one being a particular graduation journal. I just like all the upbeat, positive, inspirational type sayings that are on this page. So that's the main reason I went for the 6x8. Also, Art Walk's getting a little light out there. It's kind of hard to find some of the pieces. You can still find the 6x8 paper pad. I'll have that link below. Here's a couple other 6x8s that I gathered from this paper pad that is going to be used at least. I know I'm using these for sure. There might be some other ones. I want to walk through just really quick, kind of an idea of how this album is going to come together. What I've done is I've worked really hard to just gather some things. So you saw I already have my 6x8 papers. My covers are decided upon. And then I've gathered, I have this dot paper. It's just in my stash. I'm going to add this. I have just some regular white cardstock that I'm going to add as well. The mini cinch is what's going to bind it all. I already have a silver 5x8 coil here. That's what works best in this size machine. So that's all ready to go. I have some vellum and plastic paper that's going to be part of the intro portion of this journal. And I have the 6x12 cardstock stickers. I have almost one full set here, and then I have a broken down set that I'll probably be pulling from as well. I still have definition stickers. I've used Tim Holtz dies to make some butterfly cutouts. I also have, this is what I have left of the postcards that were part of Art Walk, and I'm going to add these in a pocket to the journal so that the recipient already then has some cards to send as thank yous. And this is from a cutout from the 6x8. This is beautiful saying, right? Be your own kind of beautiful. And I think that's just an encouraging mindfulness for us to greet this world in a beautiful way. So this is, I'm going to make a pocket out of this on one of the pages too. So the recipient can just stash anything in there that they want. So those are the basics, I think. There might be some more. Oh, I know. You can see I have a whole bunch of these sheets of this alpha, and I already put together, I just kind of scrambled to find the 2022, but I have an idea for that I'm going to show you in this process video as well. So let's get started with that. Okay, to get started, I'm going to make the covers first, right? So to do this is a very straightforward way to cover chipboard. And the 6x8 paper is going to match the chipboard that I cut to also 6x8. I add double-sided adhesive. It's a 1/4 inch size, to all four edges, and then apply it to the chipboard. It's just a great secure way to make sure that paper's not going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to repeat this on the other 3 sides as well. Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm not sure it's going to work out, but you know what? It's just sometimes you got to go for it. So I decided that I wanted to have a window through the front cover to the 2022 stickers that are inside. So I decided to use that Spellbinders and run it through my Sizzix Switch Big Shot. And it didn't quite go through, and I actually don't necessarily suggest this way, but it's okay. We're just going to make it work, right? So pulling out the handy dandy craft knife, carefully going back over it. I've sped up the recording here a little bit, so don't do this at home this quickly. But you know what? Sometimes we kind of overthink things, and it has to all be perfect first, and this definitely wasn't. I just did what I needed to do to make it work out. So I still needed to cut out this paper. I don't know why. I think I just wanted to make sure it was as clean as the front. So I went ahead and die cut it as well. So here we go. So here is where I am using a piece of acetate, because that will be my first page inside the mini album. And I'm grabbing the alphas and putting in the 2022. You'll see later on where I kind of help close up that rectangle so there's no see-through part. It's just all the stickers. I have used Tim Holtz, I think they're tattered butterfly die set, and I'm going to be doubling that up so when you turn the page you can see butterflies on both sides. So you can see me doing that here. And then I added one of the definition stickers. It's Carpe Diem. I thought that was perfect for an album for graduation. And then here's a kind of semi trick that I like to use. So on this little banner sticker that's from the 6x12 cardstock stickers, I only wanted the very top to be sticky. And then I needed to kind of line it up here. And so you see me kind of fiddle around here for a second on how to line it up. But here was a tip that came to me as I was messing with it. I grabbed one of the cutting mats that has a grid on it. I realized what grid I needed for that and stuck it down. Okay, so now I'm going to put in the little pocket, and I showed that earlier how I'm using the cutaway, and I have made little gussets. If you follow me on here, you see all kinds of ways to make pockets. It just kind of depends on what I'm wanting to accomplish here. And you also saw too that I was going to use a 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive and it was just too wide, and so I grabbed the 1/8 inch. It's just great to have both on hand because you just don't always ever know. And so you're just going to repeat this on all 3 sides to add it to this page, and that's what's happening here. And then we get to this beautiful graphic paper. Now this is from the project pad, the Art Walk project pad, and it's I hoard this paper, but I think it's just perfect for a graduation journal. And what I've done is, because I love the sentiments on here so much, I decided to trim it almost in half because I want it to be able to close and open, but I also still have to make room for the cinch binding. So here I'm just going through each of my pages like I do so much, and we're getting ready to bind. I did the binding off camera, and I actually made a reel for the binding. It'll be on my Instagram feed, but I did use, like I said in the beginning, I did use a mini cinch and a 5/8 inch binding ring. And so I just want to walk through what I finished in this album so far. And so you can see here the clear page with the 2022, and I put the little asterisk there. I think it looks just fine. And so when it's all lined up, it looks just fine. And so I kind of like how that turned out there. And then as you go on, you saw how I did the butterfly and the Carpe Diem on the clear acetate paper. It's more of a plastic paper. It's a little bit heavier than a regular acetate. This is a vellum page. I think vellum pages are essential to any album, to any mini album. Almost any mini album I create will have some sort of vellum. There's just something about adding these pages to your album. And this one here says, work hard, stay humble. I think that's also a great thing to be telling a graduate. And then here's the pocket page. And I added a project card to it, live in the moment, and then a tag that I can add a sentiment to. And then just some other little embellishments. The big hello is a designer dive that is part of Heidi's Swap Wear Memory Keepers little collection. And then remember, at the end of this, I shared how I folded this page so that it's about, I'd say obviously about 6, it seems like it's wider than 6 inches, just that I'm looking at it, but it's 6 inches wide and then a little bit shorter. So it has some space here for the binding coils. So if you ever want to do that in an album, just make sure you give space for it to fold, and it can fold either way. And this could be used also obviously for double-sided paper, but isn't that just so fun to just have all those beautiful and affirming sentiments right there, just because. And so then I didn't include this in the video. I just crafted, I had a piece of paper. This is a 6x8 piece of paper. And then I wrapped probably about 4-inch tall, here, let's put it in the screen. What do you say? Probably about a 4-inch tall and 12-inch piece of paper around it, wrapped it around so it could be a pocket. And so started a place for either cards, or if someone wants to store their thank you cards that they're going to send out. And then I just added some embellishment to it as well. Dreamer and the good old days are yet to come. So these are just the back. This is a heavy stock. If the recipient wants to add photos, and I'm actually going to give this to my daughter, so I will add some photos on here. And I think that'll be super fun to have that in there, probably her graduation announcement, and then just journaling, or maybe even use this as a guest book. Haven't quite decided yet, but the possibilities are endless with these kinds of albums, and with a mini cinch that you can bind your own kind of whatever kind of book. So just take this as a jumping off point and have fun and make pretty stuff. And if you have any questions, and also I would like to know, here's my question for today. I always try to ask a question. Here's my question. Do you prefer a voiceover, or do you prefer a little bit longer video and I'm actually walking through it and maybe kind of speeding up just a here and there? And it's kind of a complicated question, but I think you can handle it. Okay, I will see you in the next video.